Status variant means why we are using for field status variant means, for example, while user trying to post any transaction in SAP. So any transaction is GL point of view. GL point of view, general ledger. In any business point of view, we have a n number of transactions like business relevant administration expenditures, some other maintenance, office maintenance, so outside of some other, whatever any kind of expenditure, day to day or monthly or yearly relevant expenditure, we need to record in GL point of view without customer and vendor transactions, right? So here there is a n number of fields, right? So now while we are trying to post, for example, 04/03/2025, this is the today date. So document date, posting date, later I'm going to explain in detail. So now, for example, salary is paid. So this is the transaction. So this transaction, how we are going to post in SAP means salaries account debit to salaries paid from bank or cash, whatever. So I'm taking bank. So salaries account debit to bank account credit to. So now here I'm going to select salaries account. It's already created some GLs. This is the another company code. That's what it will appearing. And debit. So now 10,000 and I'm updating from bank side. Select an Axis Bank credit. Now 10,000. So these and all. So we have a debit side and credit side. So it means from start option to distance chain up to here, we have a 75 fields. We have an option to enter 75 fields in debit line item. And at the same time, start to distance chain up to we have a chance to enter 75 credit side line items. So this is just now you read it. So in debit side and credit side, we have a 75 parameters. We have a option to post. This is cost center, internal order, purchase center, profit center, WBS element. So these and all, while user trying to post any transaction, user need to update this transaction belongs to these particular fields. Then only automatically reporting point of view. For example, this is the salaries belongs to some cost center and profit center, some other business areas. Then we need to select these particular fields. Then only the transaction it will be reflected to the particular reports. This is the transaction. So why I am explaining before this transaction, what is meant by field status means, I just click on the enter. Account number requires assignment of CEO. Okay. Assignment of CEO. Okay. This is some technical errors. CO implementation, without CO implementation, this kind of error not displaying. So I'm trying to post one more GL account. Like the salaries also controlling area part I already assigned. If I'm explaining, you cannot able to understand what is meant by controlling point of view. So I'm just entering rent. Maybe rent also if I activated in an okay. Rent point of view, I'm not activated rent rent GL as a cost element so that it is not asking CO related query. So now what is an entry is required item text field, right? Here we need to update text field. Okay. This is the text field. Why system is asking text field means in field status variant, we already activated these particular GL. We need to activate mandatory on text field. For example, how system it will be identify the this text field is mandatory before going to post means based on the predefined field status variant configuration checkbox we already activated as a mandatory. For example, click on new entry, FS00, administration expenditure, rent account, click on edit option, control data, create bank interest. Later I'm going to explain. So here, this is the field status group. So we have a n number of field status groups. GL nature wise, we are going to select field status group. Each GL belongs to particular groups. So for example, rent GL, while when I'm creating rent GL account with FS00, I am selected G001 and activated. So in FS00 GL creation, I am activating G001. So whenever I am selecting G001, if I am creating 10 GL accounts, each and every GL account creating, I am updating field status group as a G001. Then whenever I'm trying to post any kind of transaction, that particular G001 activated GL accounts, system it will mandatory ask the text field. So how it will ask text field means based on the G001 field status group we activated for this rent GL account. And go to one more screen. OBC4 field status group. OBC4. Right? Here, field status variant for Tesla cars. So that is company code is Tesla cars, right? TSCR. So TSCR field status variant, how we can verify field, how we can analysis field status variant means click on new entry, OBY6, go to position, TSCR Tesla cars, double click on this one. So here field status variant TSFE. This company field status variant is TSFE, right? TSFE, right? This ending is the Tesla cars field status variant. So select on this one, go to the field status groups. So here G001, double click and click on the general entries. So here you can see text field is mandatory, required entry. So here text field mandatory checkbox activated. So that system is asking text field mandatory. So I'm trying to post one more document, text something, rent. Okay. And bank GL point of also value date it will be asking mandatory. How it will asking mandatory means go to FS00. Bank GL comes under the current assets, access bank, edit option, go to the control. Here we will select the G005 field status. At the time of how we can select the field status variants means based on the GL nature wise, we will select the field status group at the time of GL creation. Later I'll explain one by one. So coming to G005, G005, double click, general data. Here text and these and all not mentioned is optional. So surplus required. Required means mandatory we need to enter in system. Optional means it will display only but no need to enter. Surplus means like a field also no need to display. And just go back. Additional assignments. Planned these and all not required. Not activated. Coming to material management. Not there. Payment transactions. So here value date is mandatory, right? Here value date is we fixed as a mandatory so that while user trying to post the transaction, here value date is mandatory. Then only system it will be activated. system it will be accepted to post the document. 04/03/2025. Enter. Right? It will show green color. Then will document it will ready to post. Before going to post the document, just simulate rent account debit to bank account credit to. So whatever our document is rent account debit to bank account credit to. బ్యాంక్ నుంచి మనీ వెళ్తుంది కాబట్టి బ్యాంక్ నెగిటివ్ లో తీసుకుంటాము. ఈ ఎక్స్పెండిచర్ కి మనీ బుక్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి దీన్ని డెబిట్ చేస్తాం. జస్ట్ సేవ్. ఓకే. నౌ we are going to remove the field status group. Date is a mandatory. That one we can fix as a optional and save it. Now I am trying to change this. G001 general data. Text field also mandatory. Sorry. Here text field mandatory. I put as a optional and save it. Okay. Now previously while I am trying to post the document, text is mandatory, value date is mandatory. So now with the help of posting period with the help of field status, I am removing required to optional. I just changes required to optional. So without text and without date, system it will be allowed for posting. That is the result based on our changes. Just now we are trying to post one more document 04/03/2025. So select on rent GL, same GL I'm selecting. Rent account. Rent comes under the debit. 50,000. Example purpose I'm entering. And bank GL account, Axis Bank. Debit, credit, 50,000. Now previously text and value date is asking, but now it is not asking because we are updated in field status groups required to optional enter. Okay, actually, without any query system it will accepted. Green color it will be displayed. Then go to the document, simulate and save. Document it is posted. This is the use of field status variant. Each and every GL we are creation time, we need to select field status under control tab, create bank interest field. We are selecting the field status. In backend, under the field status group, based on, there are n number of field status group, based on surplus required optional entry, based on that system, it will be verify and ask required fields mandatory before going to the post. So this is the use of field status variant.